Hey guys, you're on this video because you want a Velocity credit card and you're on the right video. In this video, I'm gonna go through a tier list of each of the cards currently on offer. I'm gonna build a tier list down. I'm gonna show you which ones I think are the best cards, which ones are the worst, and which ones are kind of sitting in the middle. So let's get straight into the video. Alright, so we're gonna start off with the BOQ Specialist Platinum card. In my opinion, this is an E tier card. You have to pay a $150 annual fee, and you only get 0.5 velocity points per $1 spend, which is pretty low, below average kind of rate. And it's only available to certain professionals, so medical, dental, veterinary, and accounting professionals. Similar with the BOQ Specialist Signature card, only available for certain professions. You do get 20,000 bonus velocity points, but you're paying $400 annual fee. The positive is you do get a 1-to-1 ratio, which is not too bad, and you also get a priority pass access. I think you get 4 passes for yourself and 4 passes for your friends, which does kind of make up for the annual fee if you do want lounge passes. So with that in mind, I'm giving that one a D tier. I'm giving this card, the signature card, a D tier, the other one an E tier. So let's just finish the BOQs with that. Let's move on to the next card. Alright, and to finish off this kind of bottom row, I'm going to go over the American Express Velocity Escape card. This card, in my opinion, is a very average card. However, the perk is it is a $0 annual fee card. It's the only one in the list, so you have that going for it. As always, the fact that you just ignore this 1.75 points per $1 spend, because it's around 0.75 for general purchases, because the 1.75 is just for general stuff. So 0.75 per $1 spend is actually a decent rate, to be honest, especially the fact that it's a $0 annual fee card. So with that in mind, that's pretty much it. So really all you're getting is a very simple card. If you have low income, just starting out, you want to just get into the market, start building that credit score, then this is a great card to start off with. But because pretty much it's very mediocre and just average, I'm putting this card in the C tier. Alright, so I want to go over quickly the American Express Velocity Business card. Now, this card is actually, is the only business card available in the Velocity suite of cards. However, it's pretty solid. 150k bonus velocity points for $3,000 spend less than 2 months. You can also jump straight into frequent flyer gold membership, which is a great perk. You get lounge access, as well as early seat selection and stuff like that. So great little perk to get. Annual fee is only $249 compared to some of the other things you're going to see coming up. It's actually pretty solid. There are better offers probably with business cards. However, because it's the only business card, and I don't want to go, because most people watching this video aren't going to get a business card, I'm going to quickly move this to the A tier, in my opinion. As the only business card and it's a solid card, I'm just going to leave it in A tier. But anyway, let's get straight into the other card. Alright, so now we have the Westpac Attitude Platinum credit card. So let's go over it. So bonus points, 70,000, not too bad, pretty standard, it's not too bad. Annual fee is $175. However, first year is reduced rate at the moment to $99. And you can even be reduced even more for if you're a Westpac customer, so open an account if you can, maybe a free account, $49. And then on top of that, the annual velocity fee of $75. So in total, you can probably get the annual fee in the first year for $134 for 70,000 bonus points. $4,000 eligible purchases within 90 days, which is very doable for most people. Some of the other benefits are the Economy X seat upgrades. So with Velocity, you can basically upgrade to the rows before business class. So normally your rows 4, 5, 6 kind of that class. So if you're like row 20, you can basically upgrade all the way to the front. Not sure if that's a big benefit, but what it is, if it's free, you might as well use it. Complimentary travel insurance is a very big thing. It's actually one of the reasons why I get a credit card, to be honest. So yeah, huge. Now the pretty bad part of this card is the 0.5 points per all eligible purchases. If you've been listening to this video, that's actually a shit rate, to be honest. So with kind of all that in mind, this card, in my opinion, is still a B tier card. In my opinion, it could be better. However, it's still, there are other better cards out there, and I'll show you why. Alright, the next card is the American Express Velocity Platinum card. Now, this is a very interesting card. There's some pretty interesting perks about this card. So let's go to the basics. So 75,000 bonus velocity points, over $3,000 spend in the first 3 months. Very easy to spend, very easy to get, straightforward. The annual fee is $375. Pretty pricey annual fee in my opinion. However, let's go for the perks. You get a 1.25 to 1 ratio. That is pretty solid, probably the highest out of most cards. You get an annual complimentary domestic flight. This is the interesting one because You can basically say flights Sydney to Melbourne. There's some, you have to look at the list. Alright, the next card is the American Express Velocity Platinum card. Now this is a very interesting card. There's some pretty interesting perks about this card. So let's go over the basics. So 75,000 bonus velocity points, over $3,000 spent in the first 3 months. Very easy to spend, very easy to get, straightforward. The annual fee is $375. Pretty pricey annual fee in my opinion. However, let's go for the perks. You get a 1.25 to 1 ratio. That is pretty solid, probably the highest out of most cards. You get an annual complimentary domestic flight. This is the interesting one because you can basically say flights Sydney to Melbourne. There's some, you have to look at the list, but there are different types of routes you can fly and you can basically use it for one domestic flight. Now it's interesting because this is actually really strong if you can use it during peak hours, like your Friday nights, for example, flying on those nights. So for those who need, short domestic flights here and there, this could be an easy way to kind of match the annual fee. Now, the other really interesting parts is the 100 bonus status credits. Now, this is the only card in this whole list that offers status credits. However, you need to spend $50,000 in your first year. So that's around, what, like 4,000 something in every month. So that is pretty insane. Most people can't do that. But I mean, if you're chasing status credits and you can spend it, this could be the card for you. The last thing is you do get 2 complimentary Virgin lounge passes and 2 complimentary lounge passes to Centauri Lounge. So it's got lounge passes as well. So this card is a pretty all-rounder card. The annual fee is a bit hefty in my opinion. So maybe you can find it during a time when the annual fee isn't as high, that could be it. But in my opinion, this card's still a B tier card. Just because the annual fee is quite a lot. That's just my take on it. However, it could be an A tier card depending on certain things, like if you can get a really, really nice annual domestic flight and match the annual fee, or you need the status code. So it's a kind of an A and B. As I make the list, maybe I'll move it around, but for now, I'm gonna put it into the B tier. Alright, so the last 2 Virgin cards as well as 1 Westpac card. Now I'll go over the Westpac card. Westpac Attitude Black Credit Card Velocity. In my opinion, this is not a very strong card. I'm gonna tell you why. Might be going, whoa, 120k points, awesome. However, this card is the typical, you have to basically get the bulk of it in the first year, but then you get the rest of it in the second year. So this is actually 90k points in the first year and 30k points in the second year. $6,000 within the first 120 days, so that's 4 months, so definitely doable. However, you do not get the 120k points unless you opt in for the second annual fee, which is not worth it. So let's look at it just from the first year. So you only get 90k points with an annual fee of 295 plus 25. However, there's an introductory rate. So just so you don't have to do any maths, it is $220 annual fee for 90k points. Now, that is not too bad. It's okay, but you're not really getting anything else out of it. Like you're pretty much getting this for basically points, honestly. You get an Economy X seat upgrade, which I think it's to be honest very useless. You get some complimentary Virgin domestic lounge passes as well. In my opinion, they're pretty easy to get these days. Insurance as well, and I think the ratio is 0.75 to 1. Honestly, what you're really getting is just the points, to be honest. And there's a really high minimum income as well at 75k. So in my opinion, this is a pretty mediocre card. In my opinion, this might cause a bit of controversy, but I'm actually gonna put this into C tier. I don't think it's a very strong card. Might be slightly better than the $0 annual fee card. However, I think it's a very average card. There are better cards up there. The other 2 I've spoken about are better rewards, better annual fees, etc. Alright, so lucky last 2 cards, you have the Virgin Australia Velocity High Flyer as well as the Flyer, which is lower tier card. So I'm gonna go over the lower tier one, which is the Fly card. Now, in my opinion, this is actually, wait for it, the best card. Now, you might be going, wait, but the other one has high points. I'll tell you why this is the bang for buck card. If you're looking for the best value card, this is it. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Not only do you get 60,000 bonus velocity points, and you only need to spend $1,500 every month for the 2 months, which in my opinion is not too hard if you just put your bills in and stuff like that. You also get a half annual fee at $64. Now you might be going, that's still an annual fee. However, you get a $129 Virgin Australian gift voucher, which basically means you're actually kind of not, it's not literally, but you're making money off this card, including the bonus points as well. So this is actually, in my opinion, one of the more solid cards in this list, and the reason why I'm putting this at the top of the A tier. And finally, to wrap it up, this card has travel insurance, which most cards you want to have. Credit cards you want travel insurance, And the only kind of negative part of it is it has a slightly lower 0.66 to 1 ratio. So honestly, that is the only kind of negative part of it. However, this card's pretty solid. I'm putting it straight up to my A tier. So congratulations, that's an A tier. Finally, you have the Virgin Australia Velocity High Fly card. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to go through why it's a weaker card compared to the other one. Firstly, you do get 80,000 bonus points. That's the big thing. You do have an extra 20,000 on top of the other one. You do also get 2 single entry Virgin Australian domestic lounge passes, which is, lounge passes is great. However, it is only 20,000 more, and you have to spend $3,500 every month for the first 2 months. So that's $7,000 to spend in the first 2 months. That's a pretty big struggle. The other one is you do get a $129 voucher, but the other one is also a $129 voucher. So it's the same as well. However, you still have to pay a bigger annual fee. That's my biggest thing. It's a $289 annual fee. There's no half annual fee compared to the other one. So you're actually still losing money on this card versus the other one. Has a decent ratio 1-to-1, which is great. However, that's pretty much it. It doesn't have anything else to offer. In my opinion, this is a B tier card, but I'd say even a lower B tier card. So I'm gonna put it on right here. And there you go. That's my tier list. Do you agree with my tier list? In my opinion, if you want a solid card with great value, go for the Virgin Australia Flyer card, not the High Flyer one. But yeah, leave a comment below. I'm gonna do a Qantas one as well. It's gonna be a really big tier list because Velocity has a lot less cards. Hopefully this video gives you an idea of what is a good value card, what is an okay card, and what's a terrible card. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.